Big Talks. I'm Hadisa.
I'm Nixon.
I'm Avery.
And I'm Connor. Last episode we talked about tattling versus telling. So today we're talking about something that happens a lot, especially during recess and lunch, handling conflict, trash talk, and when it crosses the line into bullying.
That's right. We all have fun with our friends and tease each other, but sometimes that fun can turn into something more hurtful. So what's the difference between just talking trash and bullying?
Trash talk is between you and someone like a friend. It only works if they do it back and you have that kind of relationship together. Bullying is when someone says something or does something to you repeatedly.
That reminds me of something that my friends say a lot. Friends are nice and friendly, but your best friends can be a little different and like sometimes we poke fun at each other.
Also, friends don't want to cross any lines. If a friend is really self-conscious about something, you don't want to tease them about that. Like, for example, if you are self-conscious of your mustache, you wouldn't make fun of your friend's mustache.
Mrs. Brazil brought us all mustaches to wear. That's why that's funny. You can't see, but we're all like grown men.
So when does trash talk become bullying?
Trash talk becomes bullying when it's repeated and directly at someone with the intention to make them feel bad or hurt their feelings. It's one thing to joke around with a friend, but if the same words are being used over and over again to bring someone down, that's a problem.
And that's when an adult needs to get involved. It can be hard for kids to try to handle that on their own.
Right, and bullying isn't just about saying mean things. It can also be leaving someone out or ignoring them or physically hurting them. It's not just about words, it's about making someone feel unsafe or unimportant.
And the worst part is that bullying can stay with someone for a long time. It's not just a joke anymore, and it can make the person feel like they don't belong or that they're not good enough.
I remember Miss Brazil told us when she was in elementary school, she still remembered some of the mean things that were said to her, and it still hurts her feelings today.
And she's ancient! So what should we do if we see trash talk turn into bullying? How can we stop it?
Well, first, bullying is not a word that should be thrown around. We have to call it out when it's happening. But we also have to remember that hurt people hurt people.
My dad also told me that bullies usually turn into a bully because they were bullied.
Remember the short we watched called Lou? He was mean to everyone, but then we found out what happened to him.
After reading the Juice Box Bully, Miss Brazil said to remember when we say hurt people, it's not to make an excuse for their behavior. It's to understand it.
Okay, we understand that trash talk is a two-way street and everyone needs to be on the same page. We get that we shouldn't cross any lines and hurt each other, and we need to recognize when it is repeated and turns into bullying. In this very important conversation, we need to talk about being a bystander.
What's a bystander?
A bystander is someone who sees the bullying or mean things happen.
And if you're a bystander, someone who's watching it happen, you can't just ignore it. Stand up for the person being picked on and let the person who's doing the bullying know it's not okay.
It's like being a good teammate. If you see someone on your team feeling hurt, you help them out. You don't let the situation get worse.
Like our classroom is a team, and we aren't always going to like everyone on our team, but no one deserves to be bullied. So it doesn't matter if they are a friend or not.
Yeah, you might see someone being bullied that you don't even know or someone you don't like. That doesn't mean you don't help them out.
Yeah, and sometimes if you're not sure it's bullying, it's okay to ask a teacher or a trusted adult for help. They can guide you on how to handle the situation and make sure everyone's safe.
It's also important to realize that everyone has their own limits. That's What's funny to one person might not be funny to someone else. We need to respect each other's feelings and boundaries.
Yeah, like when my sister farts. She doesn't like when the attention gets on her, but it's hard for me to not laugh. I have to try to do better and not make her feel bad. It doesn't bother me, but she doesn't like it.
And it always is okay to speak up. You can say, I don't like that, or please stop if you're feeling too upset to talk about it. Right then, find an adult or a friend who can help.
And remember, if someone apologized for something they said, it's important to forgive them if you're ready. But also don't be afraid to set boundaries and make it clear when someone crosses the line.
There's also difference between someone apologizing after doing or saying something once and someone apologizing for the 5th time.
Yeah, like if you had to apologize for the same thing repeatedly, you need to show that you're actually sorry through your actions. It's not okay to keep making the same mistake over and over again if it's hurting a friend or classmate.
Exactly.
Oh, exactly. We all have a role to play in creating a safe and positive environment where no one feels bullied. It's about looking out for each other, respecting each other, and speaking up when we see something wrong.
So let's remember, trash talk can be fun, but it's important to know when it's gone too far. If it's hurting someone, it's no longer just fun, it's bullying.
And if we see bullying happen, we should do something about it, whether it's stopping it, supporting the person being hurt, or telling an adult.
And it doesn't matter if we're standing up to someone we don't know or if we have to stand up to our own friends. It's important we use our voice to help others.
Thank you for joining us today on this important topic. We hope you take these ideas with you and use them to help keep everyone safe and feeling respected.
That's all for today's episode of Little Mind Big Talks. Thanks for listening, and we hope these tips help you next time you're facing a tough situation at school or recess.
If you have a question or need any advice, send us an email at littlemindsbigtalks@gmail.com.
Next time we will talk about healthy friendships and navigating conflicts.
Thank you for listening, and remember, little hearts can make a big difference, so spread kindness, stay curious, and strive to make the world a better place, one conversation at a time.
Bye!